We just, come in. You can maybe like put your stuff out. Okay, it is 7 o'clock, and we are calling this.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes from the Webster Township Board of Trustees regular meeting held on February 17th, 2026, and the special meeting held on March 4th, 2026.
I'll move to approve the Feb. 17 and March 4 special board meeting minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Supervisor remarks. I will try to get us to go as efficiently as possible. If I'm messing up, I will take criticism. You can tell me to move back. Okay, my bad. Okay. So approval of the agenda.
I was, may I?
No,
I was wanting to, so the way I perceive the order of business this evening is that we will do the heavy lifting on the discussion about the budget during item number 6. And therefore, my view is that item number 11A is more or less a formality. And I think item number A should come after all of those other individual items on the agenda that relate directly to the budget.
It's item B.
I'm sorry, I misspoke, 11B. So I would like to suggest that we move 11B to after the current letter K.
Does that mean it becomes K and we move everything up?
Well, let me see if I do it. Yeah, that would change. It would become item K if we want to keep. Then B becomes budget policies and everything else.
I would ask that we add the 12B, which would be KFD interlocal.
Quick question. I thought I saw sound panel suggestions in here, but I don't see that on the agenda. Am I missing it?
I was trying to find that too, because I know there's a bill.
It's under I, approval of the meal.
Oh, I got you. That makes sense. Okay.
Are there any other suggestions or comments? So I will move to approve the agenda as amended.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All opposed?
Usually there's further discussion. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Public hearing, 2027 budget. Okay, so I have a sheet for this. All right, so it is now 7:05, and we're opening the budget public hearing for board member comments on the fiscal year 2027 defer to
Agreed.
the clerks.
That is absolutely fine with us.
Okay. Okay, let's do that. So we'll switch it up a little.
So 7 becomes 6, 6 becomes 7.
Yes. Oh, well, no, because 7 is,
Public hearing is public hearing, it's just who goes first, the board or the public.
that's in,
It's all the public.
then we still have a regular public comment.
It's still in the right order, he just
No.
skipped it by accident, is what it is.
Okay.
Very good job. We should hear from the public.
Okay. Oh, so just to make you guys, because I know, okay, so there are 2 public comments tonight for in the beginning. The first one is the budget one, which we're doing now, and then the regular public comment, Jeff, so that's fine. Okay, all right, so, now, 7:06, public comments for the fiscal year 2027 budget. Anyone have any of those?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anna Peckrell. I'm the Executive Director of Dexter Senior Center. And I first just want to thank the township for its support of Dexter Senior Center over the years. Webster residents are an important part of our community, and we see that every day in participation in our programs, events, services, and meals. When I presented to you last month, I shared that the center had experienced its most significant growth in the past year. Since opening our new facility, our membership has grown from approximately 350 to now nearly 1,000. Much of that growth has been driven by Webster Township residents, with membership from the township up 137% since this time last year. That is the largest increase in membership percentage that we've seen from any of the communities that we serve. With this growth, we've started exploring opportunities to provide satellite programming in Webster Township in collaboration with the Historical Society to make our services and programs more accessible to the to the residents of this community. I understand that when municipalities contribute to a shared resource like the center, questions about balance and fairness may come up. Since last month, we have continued conversations with our other municipal partners, and I can tell you that Scioto Township has recently voted to increase their contribution by 51%. We also have increased requests in with the city and Dexter Township that are awaiting review. It has been very encouraging, though, to see movement towards a more shared support model of this resource that serves so many older adults in our area. The request that I gave last month for $65,000 reflected the growth that we are experiencing. As participation grows, so does the demand for our meals, our programs, our activities, different events that we hold, and the staff time and capacity to be able to support those needs and demands. I know that you're balancing many priorities tonight as you finalize the township budget, and I just wanted to again reinforce the incredible impact that the Senior Center is having on Webster Township residents as you make your decision. Thank you for your partnership in supporting the well-being of older adults in our community.
Thank you. Okay, any other comment?
Public comment?
Public comment, yeah, you.
About the budget.
About the budget.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Hi, Peter Stevens, 7500 Charters Lane. I'll just comment on the budget that of all the things going up, pay, health insurance costs in the township, things that are going down as far as state funds sharing and lease funds in the township. Then I look at the legal fees that are going up and up and up, doubling in our last couple budgets here. Litigation fees just being something that's coming out of the blue and being $150,000 on the budget. One of the things I thought this last election was centered around was the residents' general feeling that legal costs in the township should be brought under control, that they needed to be reduced, but they appear to just be going up and up. I would ask this board to take a real hard look at what we are doing to litigate against township residents. it's no big secret that you are still in litigation against Cottonwood Farm right over here. That's been going on now for 7 years, something like that, and at least from what I've read in the newspapers and talked to the residents over here at Cottonwood about, the township has not been making any progress, but is in fact just being bogged down more by these legal questions around them. So again, I would just ask the board, really take a look at what we're doing litigation-wise against the residents, why we're litigating against these people, and try to think about solutions that don't involve spending my and other residents' money to sue other residents. Thank you.
Okay.
Is this called to comment, or is this commenting about the budget?
It's budget.
It's about the budget.
Yeah, we'll have another one in the, okay, any other comments about the budget? Okay, so it is now, seeing none, it is 7:11, and I will close the public comment portion of the budget here. And I will open the board member comment section of the budget. Here.
I know I missed last meeting, but if I had been here, I would have advocated that we gave this to $65,000. And I would still like to advocate that too.
Can you speak?
Oh, sorry,
Thank you.
maybe it's not even on, it's not.
You can say it again if you want.
I said, I apologize, I wasn't here at the last meeting when a lot of the budget items were discussed, but had I been, I would have advocated that we give the full $65,000 to the senior center, and I still do advocate that we.
So, hearing Kelly's comment and being slightly a little, I don't know how set we were on what about the senior center. What I remember from last time was we were going to approve 50 and then ask for, if they ask for, oh, I don't know,
Updates on their progress in recruiting more Webster Township participation.
before we talk about
Yeah.
the other 15. Okay.
And greater input from our neighboring municipalities relative to their share.
May I address the audience? Anna, you gave us a percentage. Can you tell us a solid dollar amount that SIO is pitching in for your support?
15 is my guess.
So SIO has increased their contribution from $22,500 to now $35,000.
Thank you.
And the line item for that senior citizen services is still showing 65,000 currently.
There's a,
This is a place where I need to step in. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no.
What was done in your packet is the first section. Yeah, it's on.
you have to get close.
Okay, there we go. I'll scream into it. If you look at the budget section that we're discussing right now, pages 61 through 69 are the prior version of the budget that we discussed in February. So we've included that for your comparison. Then if you look at pages 61 through 69, 70 through the end of the budget section, that is the one that was amended at the last meeting. Does anyone have any questions? Okay.
I got it. It threw me at first, but
Yeah,
thought it was
61 through 69, my mistake in that is not sort of labeling it or putting some sort of a first draft comment on it. The one that we're discussing tonight is page 70 through the end of the section.
Did you want to add anything else to that, Dan?
Not at the moment.
Yeah, so the discussion, homeowners huge supporter of the senior center, but I think the thing that gave me pause is if you took the number of residents that are residents now from Webster divided by total number of residents, and you compared that percentage to what we're paying, it looks high. We look like we're the big contributor. We're probably, for all our seniors, plus seniors from the other townships, and that was why we asked to go back to the other and see if they can make that a bit more equitable, or explain to us how 65,000 represents our share of the residents that we serve.
I think I do understand the idea that we don't want to be the township that carries the cost. But I also know that in '24 we gave 71, and in '25 we gave 82,000. And we reduced it last time with the idea that we said we want you to increase the number of people who attend from Webster Township, and she is telling us that happened. And so we're still penalizing them then, instead of giving them an increase in the amount of money they need with a dramatic increase in the people served. I understand that we don't want to carry the cost of everyone else, but at what cost is that? You know, if we don't contribute to, you know, it's a big senior center now with a lot of cost. And if we don't contribute, it's harming the residents. It's harming the people who get served by that city, by that center, not just our residents, but the people around us. So I don't think $15,000 is a make or break for us, but it is a huge impact on a smaller budget.
Yes.
I don't want to say a whole lot because of my other role, but I will say this. We've been sending $4,167 a month every month for 24 months without any increase. And I know that the costs have gone up and that the programs have gone up and the number of residents served has gone up. And yet for 24 months, we've been providing the same amount of support month after month without any increase.
Yeah, John, I'll just comment. I believe as Mike pointed out, this was an ask of the senior center to push our neighbors to increase their funding, and it's not an all-out no. It would allow us to then add additional funding, maybe even more than 15,000, if they were to come back and say, hey, guess what? SIO stepped up and gave 70,000. And the city stepped up and gave, you know, an incremental another 30% or whatever. They're all lower than we are on a percentage basis. So just trying to equalize a little bit. We may have, I mean, even I think the resident usage is not necessarily equitable either. So we're just trying to say, you know, go push our neighbors too, and then come back and share the good news, and we'll allocate additional funding.
Well, it would seem to me, excuse me,
Oh, no,
it would seem to me that Dan's strategy worked. If SIO has upped their contribution $22,000, correct?
They have increased it from 22.5 to now 35.
To now 35.
So it was a 51% increase.
13,000.
Okay, so they're basically making up for what we have cut back. So let's just leave it at 50 and see what Anna comes back to us with in 6 months.
I would like to make a motion that we increase the budget line item on line 106 from 50 to 65,000.
Second.
Further discussion.
So, I had issues with the numbers. I've always had issues with the numbers. I've had long conversations with Anna about it. There has been improvement. I don't think it's been enough either, but I wasn't willing to cut it back this year. And we have been cutting it back, I think, year after year, because it was horrendously bad before even now. I think the parity can come in two different ways, and it can obviously be met probably with both. You up the Webster people that it's serving, and you up the other people's percentages. Because I really don't know that you're going to get the other municipalities to, for lack of better words, provide that kind of funding. But you can probably get a combination of the two. I was willing to stick with $65,000 this year, in the understanding that if that doesn't happen next year, it's definitely going to be cut. I think, and Tony, I like your idea, but I think for somebody to budget, they need to know.
And I would respond to that Anna basically has made up any deficit in her budget. At this point, she has strong-armed, perhaps, in her gentle way, SIO to give us more money for the senior center. She's filled that gap in her budget. Have you not, Anna?
What my budget goal for the year was $35,000 for SIO, $70,000 from the city, $65,000 from Webster, and $15,000 from Dexter Township.
And you are getting half of what you wanted from SIO?
No, so my request was for 35, and they've approved my request for 35, which last year they gave 22,500.
Okay.
And they had given 22,500 for many years, and I was not confident that I was going to be able to reach the goal, and that was going to be something that I'd have to figure out in other fundraising techniques, other avenues. But my original budget had the goal for 65 from Webster, 70 from the city, 35 from SIO, and 15 from our Dexter Township.
Do you have the numbers of the number of residents from Webster that are enrolled?
Yes. Would you guys like me to come up, or is that?
Might be easier for everyone else to hear.
Yeah, I guess for Webster, for the city, and for SIO.
So right now I have a chart. I can pull the actual numbers. I know off the top of I have the percentages of the membership. I have the numbers attached to this, but
Well, what are the percentages for Webster?
Webster is at 18% of our total membership.
Yep.
SIO Township is 22%. The city of Dexter is 34%. Dexter Township is 15%. And other municipalities, including the city of Ann Arbor, Lima, Sylvan, and about 15 other different municipalities make up 11% of the membership.
I mean, what this highlights the concern is that we have less residents being served than SIO, and we're paying nearly 2x. So that's the big red flag that jumps out, and that's what Dan flagged initially. I mean, similarly with Dexter Township, Dexter City is paying $70,000. Was your request?
That was my request. I will point out, you mentioned Dexter Township. Dexter Township currently supports 2 senior centers. And so whatever they've allocated for senior services in their budget year, they are dividing it between the 2 of us.
And the ask for Dexter Township is how much?
The ask was for $15,000, knowing what their total budget for support services, including things like transportation, I believe is a total of $30,000. And again, so Wade is, is supported by the township, and then Chelsea Senior Center, and then Dexter Senior Center.
All right, so we come in between SIO and Dexter, and SIO's paying 35, Dexter's paying 15, and they asked for 65 for us. It seems disproportionate.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And, but as I mentioned at my presentation last month, I understand that and I recognize that, which is why I put more attention into attempting to grow the membership and serve Webster Township residents more than I have, and I think that it's shown. Webster Township's membership increased by 137% over 1 year, and that's about 15% higher than the next municipality that saw an increase in their membership. And so I do think, and I've continued and spoke about how I will continue to try and recruit more Webster residents. And I have a meeting on Thursday with the Historical Societies to see how we can get some programming started at the community center.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, my concerns are
I think what we had discussed at the last meeting makes sense. We can add additional funding if there's kind of equalization that we're hoping to, or at least a track towards that. I'm fully supportive of the Dexter Senior Center. I think it's a tremendous asset to have, and that there are additional Webster Township residents taking advantage of that is fabulous. We have other pressures in terms of cost sharing with our neighboring entities, and I think we have to be mindful of that in doing things that are kind of out of alignment, where we're trying to seek more equity. So that's part of the rationale for why I'm advocating for where we are at 50.
All right, so my thoughts, as I waited. First, when Anna came to me, my first thought was, oh my goodness, look at this graph, right? We have a lot more people this year than last year. So that's exactly what we asked for last time, right? Can we grow our membership? I really do understand that we're paying more than everybody. But I really, everything when I think about these things, and even the fire department, I keep coming back to the library. According to Kingsley, and I don't have any reason to doubt it, the numbers when we're talking about EFT, AFT, we pay 44% of the library does. And I know Sally and I talked about it, but we don't really get anything for that out here. Right? So, and again, it is what it is, but this, to me, we are actually, and Anna, I'm sorry, when you were talking about what you were doing was going around and like doing services for people, like social working things, did you say you started doing that?
We sent social workers on our Meals on Wheels routes, and including in Webster Township, which was a promise or a goal that we had in 2025 that we followed through on.
Okay. So I was really kind of impressed with that, right? All of a sudden now we have someone checking up on our seniors. And so when she asked about 65, I really didn't even hesitate. And I didn't know we paid, before, at that time, didn't know we paid, like, what, 80 or whatever Shug was saying, which I saw in here, but 82, without any of this. So I do understand, I'm not the greatest counting person, as you know this. I do understand that we can do 50 and then add. But if we hold that, I don't know, I'm thinking Dexter Township can't give more than 50. Now, the city is its own, they're trying to cheat a lot of things out and have everybody else pay for it. So, it's somewhat unfair. I'm really kind of surprised SIO actually stepped up at all. So,
Yeah, we're paying as much as Dexter City, and there's twice as many Dexter City.
I know.
Well, in addition to that, because we don't levy an operating millage on our people, on our residents, they are not paying us $30,000 a year in lost tax revenue. So we are giving them $30,000 a year because we are not charging our residents any operating millage. That's just something to keep in mind when you're negotiating over fire departments, senior centers, libraries, and everything else.
And thank you. And for the fire department, we have negotiating power, right? For the senior center, I mean, we could all, even if we all went over there and started, did our 3 minutes, and go and said, you need to step up, we can't force them to. We can't. So, given the reality of the situation, and then knowing that if we wanted to do 65, I'm not seeing that there's going to be any miracle for what Anna's going to be able to accomplish. So I just like to see I like the idea that now, they have to run their own program, they have to pay for the community pool, they have to do they're stepping up all these services. And now they're trying to bring some over here, or even maybe in this room, if we can do yoga in here or something. So, yeah, so that's my thought, is I know we can do it both ways, but I personally would do, and not to break, when we talk about the amount of the difference, Shelley put up, I don't know how to tell you, but I went to a hearing, a court hearing, and let's just say one day cost us this 15 grand. So, as far as an ask, I don't think that'd be a good deal to do the extra 15. So, anyway, that's my comment. Okay. Anything else? Okay, motion.
Yeah, we already have it.
Yes, we have the motion, so, money, roll call.
Voting.
60, you
Yes.
seconded it, so.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
I'm voting
65.
for 65, right?
Okay.
Aye.
No.
No,
Aye.
Aye. Nay.
Yes.
Okay. 65. Thank you. And I will turn back to Shelley because you didn't get a chance to talk about any other things. Do you have any other? It's okay.
No, that was my,
Okay.
were we getting comments of board members? Is that what
Yeah, for the budget.
for the budget?
For the budget.
Hopefully, all the other line items won't take this long.
Yeah, I don't think I had any other one that really stood out.
17.
So I'm good.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So we talked about it. All right. Go back to my piece of paper. I'm so sorry. All right.
I have several amendments I'd like to recommend.
Yeah, okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, this was the time.
So line number 7, which is administration fee, I'm highly confident that we're going to take in more than 200. This year, for 2025, we took in 222, and we will take in more than that. So I could easily bump that line by 25,000. Is there any objection?
Is there any objection?
Good on
So 225
For line 7.
for line 7 administration fee.
That's revenue.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a revenue line. Between line 15 and 16, we have an unnumbered line. And it says need a new number. I think that line 27 is that number.
I would disagree. A donation is not the same as a private grant. A donation is simply a donation.
What's a
There
private grant?
are always strings attached to a private grant.
We've recently got a private grant, right? We got the private grant from, well, it's not from a federal or a state.
Parkland.
It was for the,
NAMC.
yeah, for the gardens.
And then we got another one for the park plan this year,
Yeah.
that Chuck got us for the camera. And he's gonna go, we talked about it this morning, this year we're gonna try to go for a grant for a security light. So I guess if anything, that number
Well, I'm gonna have to take a second swipe at the chart of accounts.
Okay.
And Tony and I can do that together, but the chart of accounts doesn't seem to envision something called a private grant.
Well, I don't know why it's called private grant either. It's kind of strange to, I don't know, I guess maybe for some reason we have to separate federal and state,
Right.
but then we don't have county separated either. So, I mean, does that fall under a private grant if it comes from the county? Is it relevant if it's private, or, and why is it federal grants other and state grants other?
So the two numbers, 528, 569, those are mandated. Those,
Okay, I just don't know why it's
there's
other.
there's no flexibility, there's no choice.
Was this for rain garden?
And the camera.
We had cameras, this past year we had, the MAMC gave us $10,000 toward our new doors. And we had, $2,000 or $3,000 toward the cameras.
Yes,
correct?
yeah, about 20, I think 2,500.
2,500, and we will have an in-kind grant for the gardens.
Which really won't
Won't
show,
be,
it won't show up
it
in the
won't
budget.
show as dollars
Yeah.
unless we actually get dollars. for
So-
something.
And to answer Shelley's question, it's called private grants because I couldn't think of another word. So,
Miscellaneous grants.
if we do miscellaneous grants,
Miscellaneous grant, mobile
Okay.
grant, miscellaneous.
miscellaneous probably better.
Right.
My next one was line 26. It's unclear to me, did we make a decision on that? It's still highlighted.
It's page 70.
So, it's,
Lease revenues.
it shouldn't still be highlighted. I mean, so, see, the reason it's at 15, so we can just, because Shelley wasn't here for that one either, is if we follow through with the DAFG agreement, part of the way right now it's working out, part of it is we would give up our lease revenues for our fire station, and we would then get $1 and have to pay, basically for all the outside maintenance, and then the inside things like painting or whatever would be on the fire department. So,
Yeah, so to me, it's either should be 22 or it should be 0.
well, I did it because
$1.
or $1. So see, but it's not for the whole.
Just so you have to do
It's
extra
for,
work.
it's
Yeah,
for
John.
now.
John, the negotiation for that is gonna take a while.
Right, so that's, right, so for, yeah, and that was my plan, was it's lower
So
because
should we leave it at 22?
we could, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna take a year. I know the city's gonna push for faster
If
than
there's
that.
additional revenue that we receive, that's okay, beyond what's budgeted.
I think it's all right to leave it at 22.
We can leave it at 22, we can always move it, change it later. That was literally on my thinking. Again, now I'm going to edit any of these numbers. Okay, so would you like to change it back to 22?
Fine by me.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
22,
22.
Bill.
Okay. All right.
And that addresses Mr. Stevens' comment.
Okay.
I have a question. What is line 48?
Health insurance.
Yeah, I don't know.
So the reason it was 9503 in the 26 budget, so this was the payment in lieu of insurance, because we did not have anyone collecting insurance from the clerk's office, the clerk's part. So that was the payment in lieu of for Tony, based on the schedules and her age, when we were doing the same thing we were doing for us that we were doing for Linda.
So should that be 0?
Well, no, for this year, that part is 0. So I zeroed that out, but then this year, because Elena's working more hours, Elena in July, I think, is going to be taking regular health insurance. So that's where the 7,700. So it's literally Elena's health insurance. Now, we probably will be lower than that, because it starts in April and she's not needed till July, but that's basically just straight off of the sheet.
So that's based on a presumption that we're going to make her a full-time employee?
That is based on the assumption that, yes, she is working 32 hours per week, which in our case is a full-time employee.
Is that the standard? That
The
at
standard-
32 hours a week or 30?
It's 30 hours per week.
Yeah,
Actually, in.
and that's an average too, right?
Well, yes, it's an average, it's a look back.
And that's just state law, I think, right?
I don't know
Federal
that it's
law.
state law, it's what we passed in that ordinance.
Right. We upped it from 20, because it was 20.
I believe 30 is,
What's in there now?
I don't know. I can check and see if that's state or federal law for you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Or if it's just a number that we are using historically.
Well, it adds up to 30, it's 32 hours minus lunch for those 4 days.
Okay.
That you're estimating, so that's what it is.
Okay. Any, okay.
Yes.
Okay, anyone else with any other line item?
So there's a line between 91 and 92, it doesn't have a number, I guess?
Correct.
I just want to ask, what is that 25,750?
Do you want me to answer?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because
Okay.
this is another.
That builds flexibility into our administrative needs. Since this is an election year, we really don't know if we are going to have to call in, for instance, your deputy. And if we did, to do the phone answering and so on, that would be assigned to office assistant. If we have to enlist Mrs. Whitney's assistance in upgrading the website and so on, we could charge it to that line item there. Now, why it doesn't, it doesn't particularly have a number like 91.5, I really don't know. But it was added in for that purpose, John.
Did that figure in a number of hours, Tony?
It did, but I don't have them on hand right now.
Can I ask a strange question then? Should that office assistant be put in, should the line item match up with the election? Like, should it be a 262 instead of 267?
Or 215?
There are, no, that is, that's a question that Mrs. Whitney actually put to me. And the reason we have it broken out into 267 is because it is general administrative support that we would put there versus supporting the clerk's office. We have election support, we have the deputy treasurer, and then we have some flexibility built in the event that we need other things done that support the entire office versus just the clerk's function, treasurer's function, etc.
If this cost was considered an election cost because it pulled in, we had to pull in more staff to accommodate other tasks, is there a possibility that some of those hours would be reimbursed because
Not
of the
this year.
election cost?
Not this year.
Okay.
This year, both elections are on us,
Okay.
the residents of Webster, because they're not special elections in any
Yeah, that makes sense.
in
Okay,
any
thank you.
definition
Right,
of the
yeah.
term. Right.
Gotcha.
We have the primary and then the general.
Those were all mine.
Okay. Anything from anyone else? Okay.
What does the bottom line look like now, Bill?
sure why, but did we change the budget to reflect those two?
Yes.
Great question.
It was,
So the assessor's retirement was one of them.
and that was something Tony and I were talking about today, about, that might have been my mistake, I thought it was 7%,
Correct.
so.
We had in our resolutions, I'm not sure where the template came from, and it really doesn't matter, but our assessor's retirement, because of his time with the township, is now at 8%, and will go to, help me out, Donna,
It says 8.5 on the motion.
which page are we on?
83.
83? I do. Yes, he went to 8%, and then partway through the year, about halfway through our fiscal year, he will go to 8.5 because he'll be here more than 20 years with the township. The same happens with our office manager. She is the next page. There's no rhyme or reason to this.
It's 86. It's
Yeah.
because they were back yet.
Yeah. She'll be, because of her term of service, the years she's been with us, instead of 7%, it's 7.75. That was in the resolution. It has been baked into the budget. The resolution was never updated.
And it was,
And then alongside that, on page 86, her salary changed pretty dramatically.
Her salary changed dramatically because when we passed the ordinance, we eliminated all in lieu of payments.
Yes.
Absolutely all. So we
So-
rolled that in.
okay, so Shelley, so everyone, I put in for everyone 3%, because, 2.7 was the, inflation rate. And then for Linda though, because she's doing more things, we talked about her for 5%, and then adding the other.
That's true. Okay.
Okay, so those are the only, that's,
Tony, was there a cap on the retirement match thing?
8.5%
8.5,
is
that's
the
the
cap
cap.
right now, yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask Bill to go to the summary of revenue and then total expenditures? I just missed that, you did it already.
so Shelley, the other thing, that's a little different, so I should point it out. So the deputy treasurer wages went up more because of John's request?
The wage is the same as, the per hour wage is the same, but I asked that the budget line item match the deputy clerk.
Okay. Yeah.
So that the amount of available hours would be there. Because at the number that was there, I don't remember what it was, but the number that was there would not have allowed her to do 2 days a week.
Okay.
It was less than 2 days a week.
Out of curiosity, while we're here, what is our operating millage? So we can levy, how many mills?
How many can we milk? What?
0.7 something, let me pull up the momento.
Yeah, why he's doing that. So the food for thought item is, we've talked about watching the general fund deteriorate, and we've had discussions about having the budget discussion in combination with the millage discussion. And so right now, we have an operating budget expenditures of 1.7 million. So we're running a deficit 579,000 this year, with the general fund balance currently at 3.2 million. So at the end of this year, we'll be at 2.6. So that multiple, if you divide 2.6 by 1.7 million, we'll have 1.5 or 150% cushion in general. So the thought, I think, for the board is how much do we want to carry in general? Now, if you do the reading statewide NTA, you know, you'll see numbers between 1 and 2. We kicked around here once, I think John and I talked about 1.5. And so at the end of this year, if 1.5 is the number, we'll be there this time next year.
So in the next go-round, and that, John and I had a discussion on that just the other day, in the next go-round, we will have to reinstitute part of the operating millage in order to keep that 1.5 million cushion.
To be clear, that's your opinion.
Yes.
What was the millage?
I'm sorry.
Oh, the operating millage is what, 7?
In 2025, had we wished to levy operating, the maximum we would have been allowed to levy is 0.7345. We don't know what the Headley reduction will be this year. It could be 1.0, it could be 0.9 something.
Yeah, got it, okay, thank you. So that works out to a number like 460,000, give or take, somewhere in that range.
Which still would, if you held the same budget as you have now, would still see a further reduction in the general fund.
Right, now the big one is we still have the big $250,000 transfer to CPI, or CIP, Capital Improvements Fund. And that's where that collective discussion, we should have it. I'd like to have that sooner instead of later, like this fall. Be my
And
hope.
then, Brant, just for you, because I saw you, I saw that thing from you about asking when we're doing the culvert.
Yeah.
So that is literally $500,000 that's sitting there.
Yeah, right.
Right? So, I don't know how it's gonna play into.
Yeah, so we have that funded. I asked them to give us an update on when it was ready. And then apparently some grants that could also offset some of that, but I nudged them to say it's time. Yeah, them being the road commission.
You know, that's an interesting point you bring up, because we will have that. I don't know where that grant, is that a state grant that's coming from the township putting in that culvert?
So that is a county stormwater grant.
A
So,
county,
yes,
so-
so we are owed 83,265 and 7 cents. Did I do that today? So we should be getting that this year, obviously. So and I have put in for because it's weird, the road, we have to kind of be the middleman between the road commission and the drain commission, because they don't talk to each other. So that's why we have to jump through the hoop to get the money back. So it should be coming up. And it's not reflected in here as far as I know, in income. I don't know where to put it, so.
That's because we don't have a line for
Right.
miscellaneous grants.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
I'm good with what's on the page.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Jeff, because he's looking. No. Oh, okay. Just, you know,
So
it's
ready
okay.
for break?
Okay, so unless there's any other comment, I will close the.
Do you want to do the other, you want to do roads and public safety?
Oh, yeah, we can do, oh, that's what I thought we were doing everything, but yeah, go ahead. We'll move to the next one. Which would be the road one. Yes, of course.
So I don't want to change anything, but I just wanted to highlight the beginning fund balance is $23,374 with the budget of negative $10,280. That gives us an ending fund balance of $13,094. So even though it's a red number from a revenue and expenditures perspective, we're still above water.
And
That's true in every fund. I'm sorry, Greg.
No, go ahead.
It is, but we're closer to zero in this fund than any other.
Yeah, that's by design.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm trying to relay facts so
Yeah.
that everybody understands.
Yeah, the one thing, I guess I'll jump in on, the road commission, I think you got some of the emails that I sent out. I asked them to write their contract issues so we expend all the funds. Because they usually have a savings that is applied. This last year was on the order of 100,000. Our total all-in number, I think it's in the emails, like 660,000 plus savings. And so the way we're going to handle it this year is to get as far east on Gregory Road as possible. Start at Huron River Drive. The informal target that I gave Adam was to see if we can get all the way to Z.
Are they building in a contingency? Because like the last time I went to the gas station this morning, it was $4 a gallon. Are they building any contingency in those costs?
I think they'll tell you the answer is yes. The contingency for the last Dynamics internationally for the last 3 weeks, good question. For spending on this order, they've had a 15% cushion. So I think internally what they would tell us, or at least that's what we've observed. So instead of us trying to shoot high, they give us extra, then ask us what we want to do with the money, is that whatever the number is that you have at the end of the year, keep working east on Gregory as far as you can go. So they never have to come back to us in August and ask if we want to do something with it, like happened this past year.
I kind of disagree with that, Brent, just because we should have a contingency built in for things like the Iran war. We should have at least 10% in there. If we ask them to spend out our entire budget, and they plan for that, and we okay the projects, then we will not, potentially, we may see a situation where we don't have enough in our road fund to cover it.
No, we're trying to avoid that. So the design of the contract is to have a contract that's on a not-to-exceed basis cost-wise, independent of what their costs are. So if there is a variable, less work gets done on Gregory Road. If there isn't a contingency, they'll have more funds and they keep going through it. So if their burn rate's faster, we don't get as many miles done.
Okay. As long as it's built into the agreement,
Yeah,
that we don't overshoot. It's just that the agreements that I've seen have set like dollar amounts. And it's not
to exceed though.
we can put in a not to exceed.
No, their contracts are estimates. They are straight up estimates.
And historically, they have been high,
Right.
so they do the work, and there's still money left there.
Yes, but we are in a time now, Dan.
I understand, Tony. So the downside is, as Brent mentioned, if they run out of money, they stop 300 feet short.
He has sort of a fail-safe built in there.
Yeah, so I've been talking to them for about a month and a half on this topic. So they sent the one like it was last year, and your concern would have been realized in that, sent it back. I asked Adam, write it so the variable is number of miles done, and here's the cost, and here's the money available.
Okay. Cool. So, Brent, do you think they'll give us something for next meeting then, for us to? Hopefully.
I've already,
I know.
I've been nudging, I can nudge, progressively, less politely.
All right, I know you're working it, I know you are. Okay. All right, anything else for this one? Okay. Public safety fund. Oh, yeah.
Line 177, Bill. I reran the numbers on that. We were doing it on the fly during the last meeting, but I'm highly confident that we could budget for 1.3 million.
Okay, good.
For the fire department.
That does.
So if you guys are okay with that, I would like to change it to 1.3.
I am perfect.
Okay.
Which one?
177.
177. So the red.
Yeah,
So it'll be 1 point.
okay.
Okay. Very nice.
So, and to go back over the 40,000 in maintenance is parking lot?
Yes, that would be
But we're just talking about, we're not gonna do the parking lot, we're
No,
just
so-
talking about putting in a drain.
Yes, right.
Get the water out.
Yeah.
Which hopefully come far underneath that, but.
Which hopefully will let us postpone the heavy lifting.
So, okay. Okay, if there's nothing else on that one, we'll go to the PDR. Fund 211. So I'm just gonna reiterate, some of this is just very Lennox. I'm like, how much do you think you're gonna spend? And that's what showed up on here. So whether that's realistic, Shelley would know better about what, because he wasn't sure how many projects you were gonna finish this year, or.
Well, it's, again, it's the political climate, so it makes it complicated. And it does look like there are gonna be a little bit more additional costs in some cases because of, there's also some discord at the state level about different things, but, generally what I find, if you look at Barry's, invoices, you know, he always predicts what he's gonna spend,
Right.
and it's always a lot more than he spends. So my guess is this wouldn't be too different, he's probably over, predicted.
Right, yeah.
I have one comment, and that is the cell G37 should be black, not red. The bottom line, that 837 is a black number, it should not be red.
It's not a negative.
It's not negative.
I have a question. Between 189 and 190, we have per diem. That's new this year?
Yeah, well, yes, it is. You voted in an ordinance last go-round, a year ago, to pay the PDR people.
Member,
That's the.
members on board.
What's that?
It's board member stipend and,
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's just new this year, though.
yes.
That's a per meeting.
Okay, we can move to Fund 401 capital improvement.
I would suggest that we reduce line 208, which is interest, to 7,000.
Okay.
I don't think that is realistic.
I'm okay with that.
Well, this number's moving around, because on the roads, we have 407 line there, and we have interest of 5.
It's fund balance dependent, so the roads, like we just filled the roads tank, and we won't spend most of that until October, September,
Okay.
something like that.
Oh, this is-
So it'll sit there and earn interest.
And this will sit there and earn interest for 12 months as opposed to that for 6.
Well,
Or whatever.
the bigger the balance, the more play there is. This is, right now, not a big balance fund.
If they're small numbers, I guess at some point we can just put a percentage in.
It's a changing percentage. Every bank statement I get, the number's less. There's another request in this fund between line 212 and 213 for a new number. I took a look at the chart of accounts today, and I think it's 401,000,975, but I'm happy to have a second opinion in the office from the clerk's office. essentially, this is one of these number spans. If you look at construction in progress, it's 974. This is just the next number in that sequence, and there's a whole row of numbers that we can use for that type of use.
What is anticipated that being used for the planning of the park?
I'm not sure we're gonna talk about later this evening about what we just received from the park people, but so I put it in because it's capital improvements, and I thought we should start saving something. While we figure out like what the grants are gonna be, what they're, cause they're still gonna go for that this year, right? They're gonna do, we won't start the park till like next year, but since we didn't have anything in there, and I know we're gonna have to do matching in order to get like these grants, I figured we should have a line and then start putting money. So it's not for anything specific, as far as I know. I mean, like unless they have some ask in the, later this evening with their thing. But no, I haven't heard anything about, they're still working on, they did their master plan, their 5-year master plan, so now they're, asking for guidance, I think. So,
would it make sense to leave that line and not allocate money to it? So
we
know
can,
what-
I mean, we certainly can, because we'll just move money if we want. Yeah.
So we know what we're doing with it?
Yeah.
And we could add a line on it?
Or just keep the line and then just keep it 0 and then. Or either.
We would just create the account and wait.
Right.
Yeah. we
Yeah,
could
that's
do
okay.
that.
But yes, it's,
John, what is the percentage we're in? Is it 2%?
2.2 on the last ones. Well, it depends on the account. We have some CDs that are making better rates, and we have a savings account in DDR that's getting a better rate. But for the checking accounts, it's 2.2.
So, like in this one, notice, for example, should we take 2.2% of, whatever it is, 540,000 if we make this transfer? We have a balance in capital,
CIP.
yeah, of what, 370 plus another 170. That works out to 11,000.
Well, the funny thing is, I can't go to treasurer jail for being wrong on revenues.
Well, it's happy to have extra come in, I was just curious.
It's expenditures I go to jail for.
I don't know, we could yell at for that. So we're gonna, I guess it'll be line, in between 212 and 213, are we going to just put that at 0?
That's the motion, I think.
Yes,
To
okay.
put it to 0 and then wait for and then we'd have to
Right.
allocate money
Later.
based on their asks.
Right. Okay, so if everyone's, are you okay with that? Okay. All right, let's do
Yes.
that. 0, please. All right.
Are we done?
I mean, unless someone else has a question, concern?
I have one question. Did you get a number from the planning commission for preliminary master plan?
Nothing.
Like,
As far as I can tell.
nothing for an RFP to get put together?
No, nothing. The last, Tony and I, when we talked, there still seems to be a disagreement between, you would know better, Kay and Tom, about who, what focus. We're still trying to figure extensive the changes they're expecting to work on, like doing the whole thing, it was very, no, I'm not getting anything
I mean,
accurate.
yeah, but the master plan stuff probably isn't gonna be put into full swing until next year.
Right.
But the question is getting
Yeah.
something put together before then, possibly get a consultant. Do we have something in this for that, or no?
Let me look.
I know we have consultants under planning
I think that's where it's supposed to
for 5,000. That's, I was
Right.
wondering, even if we had a placeholder, because
go.
we
It is, that's.
we need to have something. Okay.
And if Jeff, if you want, so, we can talk. I don't know.
I just
I'm
want to
just
make
telling
sure
you
there's
guys-
something in there. I wasn't in the
Yeah.
meeting with
No, I know,
you
and that's
guys
the thing,
and
it's
Kay
like,
and
it's
Tom,
very.
so I have no idea.
Right, well, and that's the thing that, a little frustrating, like they're coming to me before they're coming to you, and that shouldn't be right. I mean, right, I mean, you know, you guys, you pick, then you ask, then you tell us what the planning commission needs, right? So, through your chairperson, I know.
I've never been involved in a master plan, so I don't know. I would have thought maybe it was something going to, talking to somebody who's done one recently and said, when you put it out for bid or proposal, how much did it cost to put that package together? And I don't know. I'm just curious.
And last time, I mean, the other thing we did talk about is the last master plan, almost all the work was done by, oh goodness, I can't remember her name.
Andrea?
Andrea. So, so yeah, the costs are like, you know, we can't really even compare them back to the thing.
I mean, not here, but yeah, there's other
Okay.
places that have hired contractors to do it. Okay,
Okay.
something's there.
Yeah, something is there. There's nothing else. It is 8:13. So 8:13, we are closing the budget public hearing for the board member comments on the fiscal year 2027 budget. And since that's the end of this particular section, I'll also now close the fiscal year 2027 public budget hearing at 8:30. Okay.
So we adopt this then, is.
I think that's.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's gonna be, yeah, unless something happens.
Call to the public.
Jean Laws, 5903 Gregory Road. We just became new members of the senior center and really are glad they're there. And as well as we use the library's resources, we intend to use the senior center resources. But the other thing is that I have heard from a lot of people how upset they are with the road commission. I realize none of you and Webster Township can't really influence them, but Webster Township funds always, approves the millage for roads. And people are really upset with the way that the road commission is spending their money. And, it's always fix the roads, I know. But if I just want you to know that there are a lot of people who are very upset about the road commission, and they're making their voices heard. And the Workmill Road tree people that hired Jeffrey Feiger and are suing the road commission.
Okay.
Yes.
Bill,
Interesting.
will you check to see if that microphone is on?
Okay, thank you. Did you want to say something?
Yes. In October, I came to your meeting and talked about my neighbors.
Jerry, do you want to say your name and your address?
I'm Joe Huff. I go by Jerry, 6383 Reinhard Drive, Dexter, Michigan. I've been at Webster Township since 1975 as a resident. And in October, I believe it was, I came to the group with my problems with the road, private road ordinances and what the people do on my road. I don't think I need to repeat that, all of the dynamite and the firearms and all of this Molotov cocktails, not following the ordinances, not contributing to work. That's just a few. So I would like to update what has occurred since then. I gave Mike a packet of the road agreement and included the 1991 agreement so that he could look at it and see that our 1991 agreement did not meet the standards and the criteria of the present road ordinances. I have a little difficulty reading. I was blinded by COVID vaccination. I'm requesting Webster Township to minimally recommend should require a new Reinhard Drive road agreement for the following reasons. And I put 6 of them down here. And I called Mike and he suggested having a meeting, and that occurred. I wanted to talk with Mike, but he didn't answer any of my phone calls. The meeting occurred last Saturday, and I asked Mike if he would attend the meeting, and the neighbor said no. There will be no meeting if anyone from Webster Township is there. That's the kind of people I'm dealing with. So the first thing that they did was, I was the road coordinator. They unanimously voted to remove me from that position. And they unanimously voted to not agree to sign the road agreement. 3 units didn't even read 7 pages of the agreement, and they've had it since before September of last year. They chose a new delegate, who was probably the worst person to choose. And I'm concerned because now they voted against the laws, basically, the guidelines, the ordinances, and all of that, and they're going to continue what they're doing. Prior to the meeting, one of my neighbors talked to me and said that President Trump authorized that you can change a semi-automatic firearm to automatic. That's a threat to me. I called the sheriff, and they documented it. And that is, I'm up against these people. I need your support. They're threatening me. It's unacceptable. I'm just trying to follow the laws, the guidelines, the ordinances, and I get threatened. So again, I am requesting that the group at least recommend a change in the road agreement. It should be required because it's way out of date, and it's not been followed since 1991. And I request a recommendation coming from the group because my neighbors are not going to sign anything of a road agreement. That's where I'm standing right now. They want to put down asphalt millings. That was the next topic they chose to unanimously vote for. And that's an environmental hazard. It's stated in the 2026 ordinances not to use it. It's environmentally unsafe. I called Shree and talked to her about it, expecting some sort of an answer on it. I gave her information that one of the neighbors gave to me about those shavings. She never called me back. I asked for what had happened on Reinhardt Drive with the fire department going through and raiding the roads, that never happened. I'm disappointed and frustrated. I believe that this board should make changing or updating your ordinances as easy as possible. And that's not happening. A road agreement is an agreement between the township and the residents, but you're not supporting it. And by not supporting your ordinances, what do you think people think of your ordinances? They're meaningless. Because there's no action taken to help us. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Connie Savender, 5803 Vaughn Road. I love the televisions. They really add to the meeting. They really do. Okay. I wanted to talk about enforcement. This is something that's been bothering me for at least 10 years now. I understand that Webster is a complaint-driven township. This, to me, means that the residents are responsible for making sure the zoning ordinance is followed. However, nowhere in the zoning ordinance does it say that when you move here, it's your responsibility to make sure the zoning ordinance is followed by complaining when you see or experience something that isn't right, or when your neighbor ignores the zoning ordinance and infringes on your space in some way. A complaint-driven ordinance approach rewards someone that violates the zoning ordinance because that person ends up bullying the neighbor against not complaining. That is a fact. The neighbors shouldn't have to enforce the zoning ordinance. The zoning ordinance should not be viewed as optional unless someone complains. Neighbors should not be told that the whatever ordinance is not enforceable, or that the enforcement officer can't enforce the whatever ordinance. So I'm asking the board to consider putting in place a new approach to proactively manage enforcement while incorporating the current complaint-driven approach. For example, this is just one example, this one. Some ordinances are easier to enforce than others, like screening for ground-mounted solar arrays. Okay, just one example, so just follow me here. We know where they are, and they're easy to see. Mapping out the addresses, optimizing the route, and evaluating the areas would probably take a day, and it could be accomplished once every 6 to 12 months, perhaps. I've driven on every gravel road in the township with a road committee member twice now to help evaluate the road conditions, and it's doable in 4 hours or less. So, taking a day to evaluate screening for solar arrays is reasonable. There are other examples similar to this. I mention this particular one because it's currently a topic of discussion at the Planning Commission. So, the board could, from time to time, prioritize ordinances that might need the most enforcement for whatever reasons they decide are applicable. The current complaint-driven enforcement mechanism would still remain in place, but changing the approach to include a more proactive mechanism might better serve the residents. And of course, I'm always happy to talk more about this topic. Under normal circumstances, I probably would have called each one of you to visit, but I'm sort of limited, so thanks for your consideration.
Thank you. Okay, any other public comment?
Me again. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for the support, and for those that did vote no, I understand your reasoning and your concerns, and I will work hard to try to address them. It sounds like there were some goals that were discussed at the last board meeting. I'm not sure of all of what those goals entailed, but I'd love to speak with any of you one-on-one, or if you would like to share what those goals are, I will work very hard to accomplish them in the next year. I just want to serve Webster residents as well as all older adults in this area, but I said it last time, when you invest in us, we will invest back. And so please feel free to share what those benchmarks were, and we will do our best to meet them. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, seeing none. Comments of board members?
Yeah, I have a couple comments. Can I address some of one of the speakers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jeannie, so what roads are you hearing about that people are complaining?
What road? Oh, a lot of the roads. I mean,
Yeah, well, we've been, the funding, so we just been on Strawberry Lake Road, Donovan, we're gonna be doing Chamberlain this upcoming year, Walsh, something, thank you.
Walsh is a big one.
Well, Walsh has just been done, have you heard it?
Was a big one. And Zeeb.
Yeah, Zeeb and Gregory are the two largest, call them connector roads that we're gonna start this year. So the north end of Zeeb from Merkel down to North Territorial will get done this year. And then Gregory, which we're talking about, will start at Huron River Drive and go as far as we can. And the subsequent year is to finish both of those. And those are probably the two big, we've actually labeled a triage. I mean, those roads haven't had a road commission service in over 20 years.
I honestly tell you, a lot of the people who've talked to me are upset that the dirt roads are so horrible, but the Washington County Road Commission is going to spend millions on taking down 48 heritage trees to widen the shoulder on Workner Road.
I understand.
Which is, nobody can understand that when they're driving, ruining their cars on dirt roads. So.
But whoever has concerns, have them call us. Call me.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, several years ago,
Sorry.
Jerry,
No, Jerry, sorry. We're doing the board comments now, please. Okay.
Thank you, that's all.
Yeah. Okay.
I just have 3 comments. We don't have to answer them now, but I just want us to consider them. One is, now that these are up and running, do we have a plan for when we can start recording meetings or streaming meetings?
Okay.
I have been hearing quite a bit about the email blast not being fixed. I don't know what's going on with it.
I can answer that in a minute.
Oh, good. Okay.
Donna can answer that.
Perfect. And one of the other things that came up in a meeting this week was, when the planning commission or other groups look at other townships, zoning and other ordinances, they go to the websites and search them. Nearly all of them are using a software called Unicode. And this allows you to search by words, search by ordinance, it makes it a lot easier for people to find what they need quickly. And so there is some requests, can you check and see how much this software costs? We know Silo uses it, several of them use it. And because there's been an ongoing complaint about the PDF on the website and how you can't really search the PDF easily from the website. So I think it's a reasonable thing to look after.
So, Bill, I think that's a good idea. If we could just figure out how much it would cost.
Yeah,
Great.
I don't know that part.
So, for the email blast, I'll do with that one. So, it's a horrible program, but Donna thinks that, so Donna will be taking over, coordinating the email blast. So we will be able to, and you can explain more about what you think. Maybe we give her things to put in, she does it every week, that kind of thing. And then if she can't manage the current one, we will find another one. I don't know if you remember, but I had Kevin, it just wasn't working for me at all, and Kevin had to try to come in and help me.
Did he figure it out?
You went through training.
They went to training, so
I was like, okay, why do you need training to use an email list? It should not be that hard.
it's not very.
It should not be that complicated. Okay, that explains a lot about the software.
We got training last Thursday, so we have something else.
Okay, good.
Okay, all right. And I did want to say something about Jerry's maintenance agreement. So there is an older one, And so Sheree and I did talk to Jerry, and I actually talked to one of his other neighbors. The maintenance agreement they currently have, it meets our current road ordinance standard. It's very small, who pays, what do you pay, who do you, and so, the real question I think, I'm not sure if that particular agreement will meet what we're gonna put in when we're, doing the new one, Trey and I talked about it again. But the real problem, so he had come up with an updated one that his neighbors do not want to sign. And from what I can tell, we can't really make them sign a new one, and since the old one does comply with the current road ordinance, it's really kind of an internal fight as to, I'm sorry that they're not treating you very well, but that's kind of where we are right now, I guess. So, it's just another one of those maintenance agreements, private road thing. And I did also get and I didn't share it with you guys yet, I don't know if we can do anything. Someone called, what was it, yesterday? About Scully Road, which I guess they just graded, and she's like, this lady, they just graded it, and it's horrible, and what can we do? And I mean, the answer I have to keep telling people is we don't have control, and if you guys have a better answer, I'll start giving it to them.
I think that should go out in an email blast.
Okay, so,
Because
yeah, that would have been, yeah, so people wouldn't keep thinking.
Right, because a lot of people don't. They see that they pay millage to Webster Township for the roads. So,
Yes, several years ago, I wrote to Washington County Road Commission a document, and I will share that with Mike, and their response to it, and this has been going on for decades. I'll share it with anybody who wants to read it.
All right, any other comments? Okay, seeing none, we will go to treasurer report, please.
Good evening. I don't have any comments prepared regarding the elements of the treasurer's report. The only comment I thought I'd make was that Amanda and I are in the process of settling with Washington County on the tax collection. Amanda is doing most of the heavy lifting. And a side note to that, just so that you may be more sensitive to the conditions in our township, delinquencies were up by about 25% in terms of dollars this year versus last year. Those are my comments. If you have any questions, comments, or advice on the treasurer's report, I'm happy to hear them.
I would move to accept the treasurer's report and pay bills, as well as those anticipated bills received before our next meeting scheduled for April 21st of 2026.
Support.
Any discussion? Okay, this is money. Shelley, please.
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Let's see. Consent agenda reports.
I would move that we receive and file the consent agenda reports.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, so now, action items, right?
That's a budget amendments?
Yes.
Budget amendments. John, take it away.
In the same spirit as last month, we paid a lot of bills at the beginning of March to get some increased clarity on where we stood on the budget lines for each department. And there is a one-pager in your packet of potential budget or budget amendment motion. Essentially, those would keep those three departments, Department 101, 171, and 215, under budget for expenditures for this year. The total adjustment, if we were to adopt all of these, is about $12,361.
Okay, the big one's the deputy clerk, 7.
Correct.
I move that we amend the budget as follows per the document.
Second?
Okay, other discussion? All right, oh, funny, so, Jeff?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, now, so now we're just, so now we're going with
Page 79.
79, C.
Yeah, the page number's up.
What do you do? Oh, okay, yes, so, page 79, budget policies.
Tony, can you guide us on which ones are different from what's in the packet?
We really struggled with this a little bit because, yes, I will, but are we addressing just the budget? We've got the budget policies for fiscal year 26-27, which is page 79. That is the same.
So I can move to, is it accept policy number 2601?
Yeah, or just move it forward.
I would like to amend it.
You have to get a second first.
I'll second.
So that was a direct adoption and discussion, so you disagree with that.
What would you like to amend?
I would propose that we remove the first sentence. Where is it?
It shall be the policy of Webster Township.
Yeah, approval of the annual budget shall be interpreted as implied pre-approval of expenditures within the limit of each budget line item. I think that sentence should be eliminated, and the reason I think that is because of what's in the red book in the chapter 8 on budgeting. For anyone who cares, page 236, paragraph 3, which says, and the actual decision to spend or provide a program that was budgeted for is still up to the township board. The budget is not an actual authorization to spend or to pay.
That's good debate. How do you get that, where'd that first sentence come from?
Probably from years of tradition, I'm guessing.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. Are you okay with the amendment, Shelley?
Yes, I'd like to move again. I move as amended.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I move as amended.
Second.
I have a question. So this is the health insurance, this isn't the resolution.
We passed a resolution last month,
Okay.
for the ordinance.
Yes,
We passed the ordinance, which was published.
right, so this is.
And this is, I do not understand why we have this health insurance piece in here when we have a resolution
That's
that we
what I was
have to
asking.
pass.
Okay.
It was left in because that seems to be the custom. I would be glad to strike it in consideration of the other one that
Right.
we will be passing.
Page
which
105.
is Page 105,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, fair enough. Agreed.
Okay. So,
So, Shelley.
So does that mean that this policy then essentially is the second sentence of
Correct.
the first part.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't remember, but I vaguely remember when she had this discussion with us, that we had to do something every year.
It's the resolution.
So it's not an ordinance, it's a resolution.
We
Okay,
passed the ordinance, which was required.
yeah,
Now we have to pass an annual
which is in
resolution.
here.
Yeah, page 105.
And that's how much,
Page
Got it.
105.
so that is
Okay,
a,
so then,
This will be good for next year.
I move that we pass policy number 2601 as amended to just include number 1 with the one sentence.
Second.
second sentence, yes, okay. So you seconded it. More, further discussion. Okay, Shelley?
Aye.
I did.
Dan?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion passes. One sec.
Next one
Wage,
is the-
yes, so wage policies,
Page 81.
81.
I move that we approve policy number 2602.
Second.
Oh, go with Jeff.
Second. Jeff.
Okay, discussion. So I have one question, because I wasn't sure if we had talked about, so we had talked about in some form, the planning commission's recording secretaries reimbursement or payment. Were we switching that to hourly, like Donna has for that? We're just gonna go with what we have. All right.
That's what we had talked
Okay.
about. That's what you have in the budget.
Yeah, okay, I mean, I just wanted to make sure that was, okay.
Tony, does board review need to be included in that?
No, because the people who do the minutes and so on for the boards, for the board review are employees. And we don't,
Or get paid.
we're already getting paid. It's part of our job.
And that's just for their per diem? You don't have to,
For the secretary,
no, for
For the
the board
actual
review
three
members.
people.
they have, isn't it in there?
It's, no,
Where's the board review down?
Yeah, I see.
We're missing it?
Well, not every board gets paid, so is it
No,
just?
no, but the board of review gets paid, and they get paid, how much was in there? They were paid 35 this year? Per hour? Or 30 per hour?
Who?
Board of
I
review.
think it's 35.
This is the reason members.
Yeah, they're not on the list.
It's not a per diem for them, it's a per hour. So do we have, let's see where our hourlies are.
They do it for chocolate.
They might as well work for chocolate, let me tell you. Do better. Okay, budget policy, where are we? See, they call this wage policy, but this is really a per diem policy. Um, 35. Okay, then we would move to amend the wage policies to include the, item number 11 would be the board of review. And they would receive 35 per hour.
So do I just say I amend that? I amend that.
Okay, perfect.
I move
So
to amend it.
and as I'm reading through this, so item 10, we don't, the township does not pay LASA people. LASA pays the LASA people.
Correct.
So I'm not, and then even though Tony's probably gonna wind up taking over, giving us a reimbursement, because we haven't gotten it yet, I don't think we need number 10.
Well, we
is
sort
that
of
something
do,
else?
we sort of do, because in fund accounting, it's very much like the health insurance,
Okay.
where we had to include, we couldn't net. So we will be paying them, the revenue will be coming back.
Oh, got it. All right, so, okay.
It has to, it has
Thank
to be
you.
looked at that way.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying. So we have a motion from Shelley and a second.
Can I get clarification? The board review is for appointed members only, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just.
Does that need to be stated within that?
We could. The appointed members of the board of review. Yes.
Sure, certainly.
That makes sense.
And would you like to run that?
I would like to go ahead and move as amended.
Sure.
Second.
Okay. All right, further discussion? Okay. Shelley, please.
Aye.
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 All right. Resolution 2605.
I move that we accept resolution 2605.
This is one of the ones that's on the table.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll second.
And the change that was made here was the retirement rate contribution percentage, because it was wrong in the chart. Right, yeah.
Other discussion? Or discussion, sorry. Okay, Jeff?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry. It was moved and seconded?
Yes.
I seconded it.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm trying to keep up.
Okay, sorry, I missed that.
Was it quick on?
Who made the motion, I'm sorry?
What Shelley did.
Shelley and Jeff
I was the second.
Brent.
Brant was second.
Grant.
So you're on the.
Aye. Sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Passes. All right, next one. 2606.
Move to approve resolution 2606.
All right,
I'm not gonna let you.
I'll second that. Any discussion? This literally comes from the compensation commission, so. Okay, oh, Shelley, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye.
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 Okay, 2607. 2607, sorry.
I move that we accept 2607. Resolution 2607.
I'll support.
Okay, discussion. All right, Jeff, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so 2608, so this is Linda's.
I move that we approve resolution 2608.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussions? Okay, Shelley, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Really need it. Okay, 2609.
I move that we accept resolution 2609.
Support.
Okay, any discussion on this one? No. Jeff?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it passes. 2611.
I move that we accept resolution 2611.
I'll second. Okay.
Treasurer.
Aye.
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 Okay. So the trustees, 2612, I will move that we accept resolution 2612.
I second.
Discussion.
It's not enough.
No, it isn't enough, but again, we can't.
I know.
Okay. Shelley, please.
Aye.
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 Okay, that passes. All right, so here comes the fun parts. All right. Where are we? This is the essential part, but
Our annual policy.
annual policy.
Yes,
Okay, since you guys prepared the,
us guys did. These come from basically conversations by the staff, who are the people who are most affected by decisions that will be made in here, except for the first section. Do you want to change the time of our meetings or stay with 7 o'clock p.m.?
I like 7.
I'm open, I don't think any later, you're right.
Oh, no,
But if
no,
you want
no.
to back up, I'm fine.
No later, no.
I don't want us to move it to 6:30, then we still stay till 11:45.
That's the same thing that John Kingsley said when we wanted to move it from 7:30 to 7. He said the meetings will just be a half hour longer.
Except for plus 2 hours.
Okay, well, I guess we can think about that for about 5 minutes.
right,
The next one is, do you want to meet once or twice a month? If you would like to meet twice a month, it would have to be the second and the fourth Tuesdays, so as not to conflict with other boards and committees. Or would you like to stick with calling a special meeting as needed?
Yeah, I'll have a special meeting, Karen.
Me too.
Well,
Me too.
okay.
One meeting.
okay, that sounds.
Nothing.
I think any special
I think we should meet every other month.
What would be the?
For 17 hours.
Okay, now we're going to talk about what is referred to as part of our annual policy here, our holidays. It's the staff's opinion that they would like to have holidays that are recognized consistently, and they would like to have holidays that fall on the weekends or the time that we are typically closed, recognized on the following Monday when possible. I think you've all read the rationale for holidays that they've chosen to observe. We took 3 different sources, the state, well, the federal, the state, and the local townships around us. That Dexter, and down here Elena has written, Dexter Township is of particular interest as there are neighbors, 1, they have a similar size, 2, and they are also open 4 days a week. So is there any thought on, or any comment on holidays to be observed and closures of the hall? Or I should say the office.
I have some thoughts. Well, the first thought is I do not think the day before Thanksgiving is an appropriate day to give off. It's not given customarily anywhere else. It's just, it seems a little bit weird. And for the office to be closed, and I keep looking at how it's gonna look when somebody comes to the door and it's closed on Wednesday. That's the same problem I have with if New Year's Eve is on Friday, or New Year's Day, let's say, is on Friday, and we say we're closed on Monday because of New Year's Day, that's really not gonna make any sense to somebody who knocks on the door and does not expect, everybody else has already observed that on Friday. I know that we aren't open on Friday anyway, but that's when the rest of the world has observed it. Government offices close on the same days, and then we are all on the same day because, we can't reach each other, it's more about efficiency at that point. Closing on days when other government offices are not closed is a little bit strange. I do understand that they're sort of missing the observed holiday or that day off because they already don't work on Friday. But it's a kind of about appearances too. That's my opinion.
Yeah, so I have a hard time covering a holiday that happens to fall on a day that we already give them off.
John, I really feel like I'm sorry. Sorry.
I have a spreadsheet that I've been building ever since I joined this board. It counts how many holidays we give every year and exactly which holidays we give every year. And with a very rare exception, we have given our employees 10 holidays every year. 2 years ago was an exception year where we gave 11 because of the way that the holidays fell. But consistently we've given 10 holidays and 52 Fridays. And I think that we're paying our employees fairly. Their work week is 32 hours a week, and to give 14 holidays is excessive in my opinion.
So what the feds are 14?
Okay, now this is what I would like to interject here. When the township reduced its open hours to 4 days per week, the salaries of the employees were also reduced. So we are not giving them Fridays off. Their salary was reduced at that point to accommodate a shorter work week. We aren't giving them anything. That's my feeling here. They are being paid. If I do a wage study, I have to compare their 32-hour week with a 40-hour week and then calculate how much they would be paid if they worked 40 hours. That's the only way to compare apples to apples in this case. So we are not giving them Fridays off. They are not being paid to work Fridays. So we are, if the board's opinion is to give them 10 days off, that's the board's opinion. But please don't leave here with the opinion that you are giving them Fridays off. They are not being paid for that day.
Yeah, there's 11 days here, John, not 14. Is it count 14?
There's 14.
There's a proposal to add 3 additional days. And I will just comment from a community,
227, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
community and business standpoint. It's hard to conduct business if you are working as a resident and you want something to interact, engage with the township. 8 to 4 is not conducive to people that may be working. So, you may have to work till 5 o'clock. You can't get here. So,
I'm waiting.
providing additional days that we're not open is not a conducive signal to the residents who want to maybe get something done in that particular day.
I understand that, and I understand where you're coming from, and I understand the frustration that residents would experience in that situation. We could accommodate residents' needs by varying our hours of opening by opening on Fridays, although that will not solve the 8 to 4 problem. Some businesses are open on Saturday mornings. If the board would like to adjust the opening hours for the office, for the residents, that's a discussion that we need to have. I'm not on either side of that, honestly, but I am on the side of the employees that I do not think that given their pay and the sort of structure they have now for their work week, that they shouldn't be entitled. Now perhaps the day before Thanksgiving should be a vacation day, period. I don't know. But if the holidays should be observed and should be paid.
If you work in a place where you are hourly, and you are not scheduled to work on the day that you are hourly, you don't get the pay for that. You don't get the pay. So if I'm scheduled to work on whatever if I'm not scheduled to work on Veterans Day, and everybody else gets the day off and they get paid because they were typically scheduled on Mondays, they get paid, but I don't. I don't get paid for Veterans Day if I'm an hourly worker and I'm not typically scheduled on a Monday. That, to me, is the same type of thing. It's not different to me.
So, I have what I remember from, when they went from 5 days to 4 days, correct me if I'm wrong, but the wages were not reduced by 20%.
Yeah.
I do believe, Rick, that the rationale for that had to do with the fact that the type of work we do here, except for answering phones, we simply shortened the amount of time that folks were required to sit in their seats and be in the office. They still have to get the same amount of work done, except for answering the phones.
It was a decision made by the board at that time that they recognized that it was a 20% cut, but they didn't want to do that to us, so it was only 10
Well,
in pay.
And Bill, I ask you as an assessor, would your job be reduced at all?
No.
No. The clerk's office, same thing. Our workload is not reduced at all by the number of days that we choose to be open. Now, I do understand the residents have to be served. We're here to serve them. So if we want something different, fine. That's a conversation the board needs to have.
Well, once hired, bump 10% pay back up and be open 5 days a week. Eight to five.
8 to 5. Are we paying them for their lunch? We do not allow them, I shouldn't say we do not allow them. That it would be an error. We have no place to go for lunch. And we typically pay them through the lunch, and they are expected to answer phone calls, do whatever right now. And I say that with some reservations because there are some rules about work and hour and so on that we might be stretching there.
I'm just tossing an idea out.
If the board wants to do that, that's the board's prerogative. Cutting back to 4 days per week, as I understand it, was a cost-saving measure for a recession, a very deep recession. If you want to get into, know, if you want to get into that, I suggest we not do it this evening. Decide what you want to do about the holidays, past the holidays, and determine whether you're going to change the hours of operation at another meeting. Schedule it.
So Jeff, you and I have any thoughts?
Well, I have a couple thoughts. I mean, I have some issues with the 4-day, basically a 4-day weekend. It is a long span, and there's already been complaints about inaccessible, you know, people wanting to come in, and obviously that's stuff I've been working with Sri on, and residents have complained about that, you know, the accessibility. The whole, and I'm kind of with Shelley on when I was working for the county, we would have situations that if it was a Christmas Eve or a day like that and it fell on a weekend, we didn't get it. And the county had a lot of holidays. There was, a lot of times Christmas Day, if it fell on a weekend, there would be one day, but that would be 3 days somewhere. I think it's possible that maybe we could look at some medium and say, maybe it's not the holiday and everybody has it off. Maybe we do a couple of floating holidays that people can choose, like 2 extra days. And that way everybody wouldn't be off and the office would still be open, that there's an option. I think we can look at that.
It's called PTO.
I mean, it is, but they actually, U of M does floating holidays. They actually have 1 or 2 floating holidays that they can choose, because not everybody belongs to the same religion or whatnot, so they might use that for their religion that's not recognized.
It's not accrued is the difference.
Yeah, it's not accrued. It's just you have 2 during the year and you can use it for that. And then people could take the day before Thanksgiving and honestly, it's usually, if there's a day around Thanksgiving, it's the day after. I've seen that a lot, which is always Friday,
That's what you're saying.
yeah. So it's not usually the day before, but I mean, that is an alternative that we could look at, maybe that, and that way everybody wouldn't be off. 14 holidays is a lot. I mean, it really is a lot of holidays, and especially if we're not open on Fridays.
What's a reasonable number for you?
Probably 12.
John, what was the rationale from going from 10 to 11? You said it was
It had to do with the way the holidays fell in that particular calendar year.
this last year.
Yeah, so what we have done traditionally for a long, long time is there's, I don't know, 13 or 14 holidays, but always invariably some of them fall on Friday, some of them fall on Saturday, some of them fall on Sunday. So when that happens, you don't get them, but then other ones fall into the week. And this year, a good example of that is Juneteenth. It falls on the weekend, but you know, in previous years it didn't. Last year it was on a Thursday. So I guess the point I would make is, you know, why does any organization give health insurance or vacation days or holidays or any benefit? And the whole idea is to attract and retain people. And nobody wants to retain our employees more than I do. But I don't think that it's necessary to add 40% more holidays. And I take seriously the fact that the purpose of this organization is to serve the public. And I don't see how adding any more holidays serves the public.
All right, so I think I'm aligned with Tony. I think the job, salary-wise, they work hard, and it doesn't get any later. And there's 2 separate issues. So that's one on the salary side. So if we give them an extra day or 2, I agree with Shelley. I think the Monday extra observing is awkward. But if the question is the public's feeling like we're not served because we're not here, that sounds more like a scheduling question. Because maybe we start staggering, or maybe, you know, maybe not everybody has to be here all at the same time. There's, like, for when we're not getting served, I mean, John, Dan, you guys have made the question, or brought that up, is what is it we aren't serving? People want to come in and pay their taxes, or what's the example that if we were here more, we would be serving the public better? I mean, they're not talking about
The biggest one is Sri not being here in the morning, when the phone calls or the people come in. But that's just one example. And to Dan's point, I've come here at 5 minutes to 8, and there's 1 or 2 cars of somebody waiting in the parking lot because they want to get their business done as soon as possible because they're late for work already.
And
Or not.
the solution to that is to be open on Saturdays.
Or not later on the days, because when, most people get out at 4 or 5 and they can't get here.
No.
That's a problem too.
Yeah, so in that case, isn't that more of a scheduling question? When we then ask, salary-wise, we start staggering or doing something like that.
We have 2 full-time employees.
Oh, all right.
Well, we're gonna have 3. We can definitely-
I agree that the scheduling thing is probably a thing we need to discuss, but I think we need to stay focused on the holidays. We still have a lot on the agenda, and so we can't solve that scheduling thing today. If I look at this, I don't think the day before Thanksgiving should be on this list. I don't think that we should give days on Monday that occur on Friday. I'm not against any of the other holidays. They're all typical government holidays that where offices are closed. And I do like the idea of, the spare PTO day, or whatever, how, not PTO, but floating holiday. I do think that is sensitive to people's different religious and cultural things too.
So would you recommend then, how would you structure it then? How would you structure our scheduling, I think, is, because that's what we're ultimately voting on here is that, page, glasses, 94. This is our annual policy, so that's in essence what we're voting on. And that can be changed or amended by movement of the board if we come up with something different, the scheduling that you talked about. But this is what we're looking at, so.
The scheduling, I'm not talking about, what I'm saying is, if you look on page 94 and you see number 2 says Juneteenth, Juneteenth occurs on a Friday, we're not open on a Friday, that's it. There's no observed holiday for that. It's closed on the 19th, it's closed on the 19th. When the 19th happens and it's on a Monday, then we're closed. We're closed on the 19th, that's it. I don't think that we're gonna observe it and take people on that following Monday. It's just gonna look really funky and awkward to the residents. I think that stands for a lot of these holidays are always on Monday, so that's not an issue. And then you've got Thanksgiving that's always on Thursday, so that's also, I don't like the idea of observing it later.
So I have a question, to back up a little. So it sounds like, at least what you guys are talking about, is kind of what we've been picking holidays based on which holidays don't fall on Friday. Every year their holidays are different, at least somewhat different.
That's correct.
Yes.
So are we, I guess just to back up a little bit, are we picking these as our holidays straight up for next years or whatever? And then trying, or are we just doing it for this 1 year again?
1 year.
Just this year, okay. Because it's always, some of these are just different, we just don't observe them in certain years. So, I was looking at the Dexter one. So back to page 92. So, you seem to kind of split the baby of, some of them they do the following Monday and some of them they don't. So there is a reason that the day before Thanksgiving was brought up like last year and this year. Is because a lot of the people who work for us cook the day before, so they don't have to come in like working on Thanksgiving at 3 in the morning, or whatever.
And that would be solved then by Jeff's floating holiday idea,
Right.
where there are so many observed holidays, and then we would call them personal days in other organizations.
They're different than personal days. And the reason why they're different than personal days is personal days are accrued hours. You work so many and you accrue them, these you get at the beginning of the year.
And there would be.
Or personal days are vacation that you just don't, you know, some places you can take a personal day and not have to put in for vacation.
Yeah,
You
it's
just call
called
it
to
the
serve
same
PTO
thing. Yeah,
differently, but this
it's
is
also
not
PTO.
accrued, is the difference, yeah.
Yep.
How many days did we have last year? 14? Okay. And all of them?
Who was last year, 10 or 11?
I thought last year we added Juneteenth, or was that?
Last year was 10, the year before that was 11,
Okay.
and then 4 years before that were all 10.
Oh, we get to, oh, sorry, Tricia.
No, no, no.
Well, we get there, if we don't do the observed, leave the same dates and don't do the observed Monday, we get back to 10.
Right, and then if we, okay, so we could do that, the ones that are, what, I know, we all know what we're talking about, I'm not saying it right. And then add the floating one,
There's a lot.
then you would have 11, and then it could be one of the other days.
Yeah, that gets you,
There's,
Thanksgiving. Go ahead, sorry.
there's 9 holidays that fall on our work days. 5 of them are on Mondays, 3 of them are on Thursdays, and Veterans Day is a Wednesday this year. It looks to me oddly that if we wanted to make 10, we would have to pick another one, because it doesn't look to me like there's a standard holiday that falls on Monday through Thursday this year. But the standard holidays that do are Memorial Day, Labor Day, Columbus or Indigenous Peoples' Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas, New Year's Day, Martin Luther King, and President's Day. And by Christmas, I said we would celebrate that on the 24th.
But Christmas Eve is on the list.
Christmas Eve has never been a holiday for us.
Oh, okay.
The last time we celebrated Christmas Eve was when it fell on Thursday, December 22, fiscal year 2022-23.
But this is all the input from the staff. I'd be fine if we just strike all the observed Mondays and add a personal day. That gets us to 11.
And the day before Thanksgiving.
So let's make it consistent for them. So what you're saying, barring any change in our opening schedule, our office opening schedule, is that the office will be closed on all of the Monday holidays, correct? Okay, and that will be that. And then when Christmas falls on another day, like this year, it's a moot point. So how are we handling the days that move around as far as closing the hall? Because the staff would very much like to be able to say, we will have these holidays and we will be closed on such and such a day.
I think what I hear John saying is that this gets approved every year. It's different every year.
It does get.
And so.
And I'm asking you
So
basically not to do that. I'm asking you, the staff would very much like to not have floating holidays. They would very much like to be able to depend on, we get this day off.
Well, they can depend on it if it's not on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Just like always.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I was the messenger,
Yeah.
and I delivered the message, and there you have it. What are you,
Can we
move along?
agree on what we agree on, and then?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea to start.
So can we agree on Memorial Day, Monday, May 25? Can we agree on Labor Day, which is
All the Monday holidays.
Monday, September 7th?
And Thanksgiving.
Can we agree on Indigenous Peoples' Day, Columbus Day, Monday, October 12th? Veterans Day, Wednesday, November 11th?
Yes.
Yes.
Thanksgiving, Thursday, November 26th?
Yes.
I'll come back to this one. New Year's Day, well, Christmas and New Year's is funky. Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 18.
Yes.
And President's Day, Monday, February 15.
Yes.
So that's 7. The 2 I skipped over were Christmas and New Year's. My proposal would be Christmas on Thursday, December 24, and New Year's on Thursday, December 31.
I think those are reasonable.
Anyone else?
What does that get us to?
That gets you to 9.
Okay. So if we did those with 2 floating, that would be like 10, but then we take away the day before Thanksgiving, 'cause that's what I was thinking, like.
That would be a floating day for the.
Right, so that could be, so then we'd be having an 11 with 2, like, basically flex ones, and 9 straight up during the week we're here.
How would we administer that?
The flex days?
Yeah.
That would be, for instance, if I decide to take off the day before Thanksgiving to cook, you get to work, John. That's the way that works. If you want the office open, somebody has to be here to man it. End of the story.
And they're probably, I mean, I would assume that bills maybe would be different than.
Like, would we require them to pick those days by a certain time, or could they pick them the morning of?
I don't know.
I think by a certain time.
Usually they're just requested ahead of time, like any vacation day.
Right.
It's not like a sick day where you call that morning.
Right.
It's usually a planned event.
Right.
It's so you can like take your birthday off if you want to, or.
We don't want anyone to take their birthday off. That's when we get to eat cake.
So,
All right, so those dates plus 2, Person.
9 plus 2. That's X.
it's good by me.
Okay. So how does everyone else feel about that?
And then we would not have to close the hall. correct?
I'm okay with that, but I feel like we don't have a plan for administering it.
I think we do.
I think it would be harder if we had.
A lot of
What we,
employees.
I think people would do.
It's easier if you have a lot of employees, because less likely all the employees want to cook.
Well, I'm not gonna cook on the day before.
Well, that's right.
So I'm
I mean,
here
do we
anyway.
say that the 2 employees can't both take the same day?
No, I mean,
Just depends on if you can cover it.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean you.
well,
I
no,
mean you as the office in general. If
I
the
think-
office is workable with 2 people missing, then it's workable with 2 people missing. On a Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
but I mean, traditionally, some of these dates have been extremely slow. But
Yeah.
you're right, we could, I mean, and
They are traditionally slow.
New Year's Eve day, I mean, you could close this place up, no one would even know.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you are,
right.
as it turns out.
Right, so, but anyway, so, I mean, okay, the way it worked this year is I was
Yes.
gonna take off the week between Christmas and New Year's, and I couldn't because I had too many things to do. So I was in here anyway. So, so, yes, there is always gonna be, I mean, mostly it's gonna be me covering, right? So, not that I can do everything at the same time, but yes, we will have it somewhere.
So,
Because I
let
want-
me
I
get
just-
this straight then.
Yes.
Let me understand this. We will have off all of the federal Monday holidays, correct? the office will be closed, because that's when we get back to our annual policy. So the office will be closed on all of the federal Monday holidays,
Yeah, we just walked through the.
as well as Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And then we will give the employees at their discretion.
That's not exactly true. So all the Monday holidays, this year you're gonna have Veterans Day, because it's on Wednesday. You're always gonna have Thanksgiving Day, it's always on Thursday, right? This year, Christmas Day and New Year's Day fall on the Friday. So they will be, the office will be closed and those will be observed on the eves. So the office will be closed Thursday. And that basically covers it. So that gives us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holidays plus 2 floating.
Floating days. Okay.
Okay. Okay, works.
And so how does that translate then to our calendar? We strike number 2. We strike number 3.
Number 7, we're striking,
We're striking number 7.
which could be the flex one. And then number 10.
I really,
Oh,
yeah.
The actual
Yeah.
policy.
4.
so then we strike number 10,
Where's the-
and then number 12.
And you're gonna add 2 persons.
Then we add 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was enough.
I'm dying to say so moved. Are we there?
I think we're there. Does it sound like we're there? Okay.
So
Well,
moved.
Second. Did you already second it?
Right.
Discussion, yeah, on the policy for road committee, it doesn't have meetings, and I kindly ask you, can't you pick one day a month that you schedule a meeting?
We
Because
have,
everything else, then everything's a special meeting otherwise.
well, we don't need it every month. And as we've gone through this process,
So you cancel them.
we could, we've done it on an as-needed basis as we were going through, especially being this first year. My preference is to keep it that.
And
We post it 30 days before, sorry.
no, okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry, Mary, were you finished? Just a comment that the note under the holidays in parentheses should be removed.
Yeah.
Can we take a break?
We can. Can we pass this on? Because I think we're ready. So, let's see. So we are actually looking at 94, so we're in 94. So, I guess I would like a motion to adopt this annual policy as amended this
I
evening.
thought we just did it.
We did that.
Okay, so
We
you,
were in discussion already.
so,
I
yeah, I
move-
wasn't sure what the motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have a motion, we've had discussion, roll call. Shelley, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Do you need roll call for this?
Well, it says so in
Okay.
here.
It's not money, so I wasn't sure.
I'm going with it.
Okay, I got you.
All right, so yeah, aye.
Aye, as amended.
As amended.
As amended.
Aye.
Aye, okay, very nice. Okay, now we can take a break. What do you think?
9:35?
10 minutes?
5 minutes?
9:35, go on.
Set timer. 9:35, yes.
Shelley, and then,
Oh, it was checking.
it's a little confusing here. We'll just go break.
Not long enough for the nap.
All right, 5 minutes.
Gotta see the final.
I think I was late. It had already been made. Grant.
Yes, all right.
Totally their fault.
Yes.
Hey, I have to relish this moment. It's a rare thing that I'm not the guy running to the bathroom first.
Right, fine, enough time.
Yes, John.
Tonight something's going good. I don't know.
Oh, goodness. I need to get water. And stretch.
There's no parking lot light.
Really? You're supposed to be on a timer and on the eyeball now.
It's dark too, and that's all.
Yep, and people just went out.
All
This
the time.
really drives me crazy.
So what we got left? Chuck is probably at home turning the lights on and off and laughing.
I can run out there and shine a light on the parking lot when we leave.
You can't turn them on?
No, so we have, okay, they're supposed to be on
For
all the
God's
time.
sake.
And then there's.
This automation is killing me,
Yeah.
Bill.
Well, we got they installed a photo cell so that we would leave the lights on all the time and
Well,
they
they
would only
shouldn't,
come
they
on.
shouldn't be on until dawn, but they should be on
Well, the
at least
thing is,
until
John,
9:30.
is that box has to be illuminated 70 days before the election.
You really did.
So,
Yeah, so the coach lights will work just fine.
We are here. Is there anything technical difficult?
don't you just love these circuses? Don't I what? Just love these circuses?
Oh, wait, did you guys all
What?
that door?
You are
So,
a
Friday,
Installed the new door on Thursday.
and Friday, the wind opened the doors open.
Really?
Because they weren't connected right. And I
You
came
mean
over, because I,
just
got
to-
to call and everything. And it's like,
just
from
to
the outside, you
approve
just
it.
literally pull it.
Something
But
that-
now it's fixed. So, yeah. So, yeah, it was quite interesting.
Back to Ypsilanti.
We were having a little.
You're still there, you're still there. Yeah. Right.
Is the rock still our rock on that door? John, is the rock still on?
Apparently not.
Okay. No, during the windstorm, the door blew open.
Yeah.
I was just.
Did your power come back on?
Right before I got here.
You didn't get,
What's crazy is, the wire was so low and where we live is very dark, right? So my kid was coming home at like 11 this way. And the wire was low enough to just hit her car, but you can't see it till you're right on top of it.
oh, really?
So then we reported it, but we still had power then. And then sometime in the morning, the power went out. I don't know, I think probably whenever tree hit it.
Take it, I'm gonna take it. Oh,
May I have them on the trustee?
I will give it to you,
At what
man.
point is that really?
It's all you.
So what was the best thing you experienced?
I'll just disassociate later in the drive.
It wasn't bad. I mean, they talked about taxes and how there was gonna be a change.
Yeah.
Property taxes, they talked about some of the 20 roads, how that was changing, or how they were doing some of the disbursement, how the property taxes were changing a little bit.
And on 23.
There was like 3 news people coming out there and doing
Oh, yeah.
that was pretty.
Yeah, just take territorial and come down.
And they were reporters. And completely
So I'm right around.
non-biased per se. I mean, they didn't.
And they know what's going on.
And yeah, they were talking about a lot of it. It was very cool.
So when you come over,
On why they're saying something political.
overnight,
You know, like some of the things that
first lap.
we didn't put on as big names.
So that's sort of
task.
Then the first lap is Juno.
So it was pretty good.
I think we're,
Data center
I
thing.
think we're good, Bill, if you want to go home. Okay.
He wants to stay.
Well, I'm just saying. All right, we're back in.
I go home.
Okay, 2613. On page 105. Get healthy first.
There's just one, I think, typo,
Okay.
and that's at the bottom of the page, where it says dependents of full-time employees. I think that should be elected officers.
Officers, correct.
And I move that we accept resolution 2613 as amended.
I will second. Further discussion. Okay, Jeff, please.
This is the one we have to do every year.
Yeah, so we'll do it this, now we have the template, we're gonna be good. Jeff, please.
Aye.
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 Okay. All right, so the next thing,
This is our insurance package.
insurance. So this is the insurance for like the hall and the, someone sues us, one, not the health insurance. And this was the amount I received from Mr. Becker.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
So you and Tony met with this person on this topic, right? Are you both comfortable with the bond amounts, or?
We increased it.
You did, okay. And this reflects that increase?
That's my understanding.
But I will put in a caveat that we're tomorrow.
Wow.
All right. So,
Good. Boy, that.
I just gotta give you a caveat that tomorrow, because we
You're
have
supposed to take the brakes off before you.
Don't ever.
Sorry.
No, I'm sure, I just literally wanted to say that this number will probably change because the adjuster is coming now that we have the new building renovations done. So, he's coming tomorrow, I will let you know as soon as I hear it.
And he also wants to look at fire.
Oh, okay.
And I guess that they've not actually ever sent an appraiser for the fire.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, so this is what we have for now. So, motion please.
I move to approve and pay this $22,915 to the Decker Agency for our invoice number 6125.
Second.
So
Second.
on page 108, what is this Tokyo Marine Public?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
That's part of the, we have Tokyo Marine for
Is that part of the Decker thing?
Yeah.
these kinds of, they do a particular kind of insurance that has to do with what they do for LASA. It has to do with water damage and certain things they cover. Parkland is like a, you should sit in on that sometime, Brad. Parkland is like an umbrella agency for all of these other insurance companies that we are actually contracted with.
Okay, yeah, okay, fine.
It is included, this amount is included in the 22.9, but they do cover different things.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Roll call. Roll call. Shelley, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next. Approval of O'Neill payments. So,
This is the one where we, if we just needed a signature, right?
There's two.
there's two things.
The $75,000 one.
So first there's,
There's invoice number 12330. And there's invoice number 12342.
Yes. One for 75,000, one for 58,420, 09.
accounts will not be billed until next fiscal year, is that correct?
I believe, yeah, that's our understanding.
That could cause us some trouble if they billed us before the fiscal year ends.
Well, and technically, we have to approve it next meeting, which will be in the fiscal year, right? Okay. Don't want to miss anything.
So Mike, Tony, you guys are good with this? I'll move we pay invoices 12330 and
12342.
12342.
I'll second, I guess. I mean, okay. Any other discussion?
Yeah, sorry, just help me. I mean, this is one's from January, one's from February. Are they concurrent?
Well, they missed the meeting the last time with their $75,000 one. He thought he could send it to us at 4:30 on the day of the meeting, and it didn't come in. E meaning Will Gordon.
Yeah, the architect signed it on February 18th.
Sorry, John?
The architect signed it on February 18th.
Did I answer your message? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, any other discussion for this part? Okay. Yeah. Aye.
I'm sorry, aye.
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 Okay, so on page 114, so here's the sound panel thing. These are the sound panels. Here's the example. So I'd asked, well, actually we asked, because we have no sound deadening when they built the original offices, which is kind of a problem because I'm a little loud. John's a little loud. So we had to look into something so we could insulate. I'm just saying what Linda said. So there's something. So I was like, okay, can we get something? And they were looking into, can we inject anything in the walls? No. Can we put something up on the ceiling? No. So they came up with this. We could place these felt sound panels on some of the office walls, namely the ones. There'll be 2 walls in my office and 2 walls in John's office.
Can I make a suggestion that might be silly?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if it'll work or not. But in offices where I work where the sound is bad and we do therapy, and you can't have people hearing, they just make little noise machines. And you just put them in your room and turn them on, and it dulls the sound of voices enough, and they're not.
Yeah, it's
just
like
bought
federal
from
court.
Amazon.
Federal court has the same thing. You go to the sidebar and hit the switch and everything. It's like white noise and you can't hear it.
Yeah, and you could just try it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm guessing it's a lot less expensive than.
Well, it's probably like $50.
Yeah. So, all right,
It
well.
might not work.
And this is one of those things that, we can do this later, because it's a different, we have the name of the company who makes them, we don't really need O'Neill to put them in, right? It's the company who makes them, if we have them do it, we'll go put them in. So we'll have this though for the, somewhere.
So can you just explain what the real problem is? So you're saying while you're sitting in your office, you hear people throughout the office?
No, not, so I'm not complaining because Tony is not loud. So it's basically, it would be, if we did this, it would be, so my office, I have one facing Tony and the one facing where Elena and Donna are. And those will be the two walls for me. Linda said it's somewhat hard to hear customers if people are talking to John's office. So it would be the wall facing,
Imagine that.
yeah.
With
Well,
or
I mean, you
without
know, we just
the
don't
words?
have it, there's no sound outplacing. And then the one also facing Tony, so it'd be 4 walls total, nothing in Tony's office. But if we want to try that, I mean, I'm good with trying the other thing.
It might not work, but
All right.
These panels do work though. I have them all in my computer room, or that are loud, and it changed.
Well, we'll try the cheaper thing first, right? Because this is kind of, what is this? Yeah,
I don't want a white noise machine in my office if that's what the solution is.
Would it be in, so it'd be
no,
for me,
it's in
right?
your office.
Right, so me
Yes.
and John.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want a white noise machine or panels in my office.
So
Can you work at home?
I'm just really curious, like, I've been in
I
the
didn't go
office
there.
when people were in their offices with the doors closed, and I haven't heard hardly anything. Now,
I see.
granted, I'm not sitting in your chair, but,
Or
We
Linda's.
hear a lot of
Or
things we aren't
Elena's.
supposed to hear.
Yes.
Just to put that.
There is no privacy. So if you were talking, like, you have had discussions with Mike,
yeah.
if I had a memory, what is it, eidetic memory,
So I gotta stop talking about you.
you do?
Yeah, we need this.
Well, I'll get one for me, and I'll have Linda work on John.
Did you
I'm
just
not gonna tell you,
see
right?
the walls construction of Sri's office?
No.
I mean, it's literally 2 half-inch gypsum boards with nothing but.
There's no insulation.
There's nothing in there.
But hers works.
It would be like being in a cardboard box.
Yeah, but hers has had the flickering light, I think it's gone.
That's- But no, I mean, when people are talking to Sri now, I mean, it was kind of, I
Yeah,
can't, it's
you
almost.
can't hear us when,
No, I mean, I can't hear her talking with, people,
I'm
which
just
is
gonna
kind
start
of,
whispering.
you guys aren't.
I don't know why the
I'm
sound
not here
is
about whispering, sweet nothing.
So do you hear me
Sure.
when I'm talking to Tony?
What?
Sure you can.
Of course, the door's open usually, so.
Yeah, usually, I mean, but yeah, even if it's shut.
You
So
can.
let's try the sound machines.
Yeah,
A
I'm
couple of
good.
those.
I agree.
All right,
And
so
then
we
if we need
will,
to buy some panels, we can do it.
Right,
It'd be
yeah,
great
let's-
to spend $3,000 for them to order it and install.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, let's-
Sounds like a good plan. I'll have Linda work on that. All right, we'll hold it.
So, what do we have to do? We'll have to wait, right?
Yeah, so we don't have to do anything, we don't. Okay.
Wait agreement?
So that- I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're good, because we already approved the bill thing, so.
So,
The waiver,
so before we move along, just real quick, what do we have left
no, so the waiver
with
agreement.
with the work?
Tonight? Oh, work?
Yeah, just real quick, like what are the, is there anything major left
They're
or?
doing, the punch list, there's nothing major. I mean,
Okay.
unless, okay, I've not looked out there. The last bigger thing that they were gonna have to work on was doing the brick over there, and they were repairing this brick. They have not repaired that brick. I have not looked to see if the brick is on over there, but that is the only, we already have a, CFO, actually,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Um,
We're good.
Has there been any talk about like the zone control for Bill's room and the other room, because that gets steamy?
So what they have done is, so, I can't even tell you in here. So Rich put in dampers in some of the hot air in the conference room, and then put another one in, because they were sharing like heating with the election storage room. So I put one in there. And there's something about, is he doing the damper for the cold air return? Because that might have been part of it. Yes, he has worked.
Okay,
It is
has it made a difference?
Yes.
Okay,
It's not so perfect, but yes.
all right, thanks.
Okay. Yes. All right. Waiver agreement.
that we accept the waiver agreement.
Second.
Or,
Give it to Dan.
Okay, discussion. Hearing,
Roll call.
Justice.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then the senior center one.
Yeah, we have a
I
typo in
move
there.
that we-
Oh,
I got it.
No, oh, you got it, you got it, you do it, you do it. Go.
I move that we accept the funding agreement for the Dexter Senior Citizens Center with the amendment in number 3 that moving 50,000 to 65,000 and moving $4,166.67 to $5,416.67.
I will second.
That was awesome.
All right, second. Okay, discussion, please. What? I don't
So, discussion?
Discussion.
Yeah. I do want to see moving towards getting the parity that we're looking for. So,
Yeah.
I would hope by the end of the year, we start to see real positive change on that. And I know we've seen some, but that is a concern for a lot of people here.
Okay, especially if it's an increase in services, that's fine. Or if it's other municipalities, it's not equitable on a per senior basis, if you want it that way, is the concern.
And if it's special programs held here, we need to hear about that too.
My issue is, it's not my money, I'd be happy to donate, for example, but it's taxpayer dollars. That's where the challenge.
That's all.
I'll just make one comment that I think 3 years ago, when there was an increase in budget of 85,000, that we made a special payment commitment to some activity, building.
It was for capital.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
that's-
was outside of the
Yeah.
operating, just want to make that point.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it was there.
Shelley, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Now, oh, and I'll just give you guys an update. I just received the agreement for the Historical Society, well, put that in April.
Is there a resolution to adopt the budget? Or is it?
Oh, I
There
think that's,
will be, yes, it's at the beginning,
It's back up on page 61.
yeah.
okay, so
Yeah,
we're,
that's K, right?
Yeah, it
so
does.
now we're at, okay, now we're at,
Now
what
we're,
would be B before? Okay, so page 61.
Is that a resolution? Is there-
well, yeah, maybe.
61 is a spreadsheet.
Yeah, right.
It's actually page 70.
Oh, because it's the whole, yeah, so page 7.
Oh, 70?
No, it's not 70 either. 78? No. All right, no.
Just a moment. These are the budgets
You know?
sections.
Oh, missing pages.
So that,
There should have been, because it has to include the wording.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were looking for an actual resolution?
Yeah.
Yes, the
I was just
resolution, we
referencing
have
the
to
budget
pass.
document itself. I don't recall seeing one.
Okay.
no, I thought I saw,
Well,
I think last year we did, that was the confusion, because we had resolutions for everything, and last year we just adopted the budget, we didn't make a resolution. So I think we just,
that's,
Oh, we just have a motion to
we
adopt.
just mentioned, yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can have a motion to adopt the budget.
I will make a motion to adopt the fiscal year 2027 proposed budget as was amended this evening through our discussions. Mostly reflected on
we also have to declare that it is to be supported by the millages that were passed and levied for the Farmland Preservation Act, Farmland Preservation Ordinance, Public Safety Ordinance, and, what's the third, roads.
Roads.
Yeah, local roads ordinance, in addition to the, carry forward that are in the funds as it stands, according to the treasurer's report.
I will accept that amendment.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? Yeah, okay. Jeff?
Aye.
Aye.
No. Aye.
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 Okay.
What is your, can I ask, what is your objection?
Just too much red ink. Just
Oh,
too much red ink.
Are you doing resolution?
No.
in the budget.
In the budget, no.
He doesn't like,
Gotcha.
he doesn't like to run a deficit over what we're collecting.
Yeah, it's understandable.
It's not sustainable.
That's
Okay, so the next one is,
Documents on demand,
that's all you.
and that was, we do need to have a way to organize and so that the residents can call up information on our website. We're revamping the website and we would like to do this. Back when Dan asked that the attorney review this is on page 133, it starts there. And page 134 is Matt Cushell's review. I highlighted it in yellow, but it just comes through as gray. Second paragraph. If the service agreement is only for web hosting existing electronic documents and there is no risk of losing original records, then whether to sign up for the services on a one-year basis raises no legal concerns. The only thing I would suggest is that you had another recommendation, Shelley, for what would amount to documents on demand, because I thought that SIO used documents on demand.
Oh, I don't know that I do, but I know that there are definitely like, a lot of the storage facilities, like, what's the big one? Iron Mountain. Iron Mountain is physical paper, right? But I can use the document on demand system to find my physical piece of paper. They are more accustomed to storing documents that have to be stored in perpetuity, or documents that are, they store a lot of client records, you know, things that are covered by HIPAA. Reading the attorney's concerns about this, I agree with them. One of the things in here that I'm really uncomfortable with is it says if we don't pay them, they can destroy all of our data.
We have our data.
Okay, so we really are